Hi, this is Dr. Steven with Outclick Magazine. Today, we're super excited to bring saxophonist Dave Cause to today's program. Dave, welcome to the program.
It's very nice to see you, Dr. Steven. Thank you very much for having me on. Is this in lieu of my physical this year? Like I can just talk with you and I don't have to go see my doctor?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's what we'll do. I'll fill out the form for you, Dave. Thank you. You and I were chatting before. I play the pipe organ for churches, and I've played handbells. I played saxophone in high school, and I will summarize my saxophone talents in one word: terrible.
Yeah.
I put it in the case afterwards, and never played. I was really terrible, so I'm always jealous when I hear you play the saxophone. So tell us about your music, Dave.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Doc, that I sounded terrible when I first started the saxophone. That's actually the thing that people need to remember is that if you take a musical instrument, if you sit down at the piano, see, it's one thing because the piano is the piano or the guitar, but the saxophone, you have to really put at least like 1 year of solid work into before you that anybody's possibly going to listen to you. And I remember when I was growing up, my mom forced me to, she did it kindly, but she said, you might want to stuff a couple of pairs of socks in the bell of your horn. And then my parents actually turned our garage into a soundproof room so they didn't have to listen to me practice. So you're not alone, okay? I'm just trying to tell you, you're not alone. The saxophone is a very difficult instrument to get halfway decent on, and I'm still learning. I've been playing the instrument for about 45 years now, believe it or not. I'm still learning and still understanding the relationship with the instrument, but I picked it up when I was 13 years old, and pretty much as a means to get into my older brother's band that was doing weddings and bar mitzvahs and fraternity parties and stuff like that. And never in a million years would I have thought that that simple decision when I was going into the 7th grade would amount to pretty much my whole professional life, playing the instrument and traveling around the world and making records and doing shows and getting a chance to meet all kinds of different people. So it's been a really amazing blessing. And we just celebrated the 30th anniversary of my first record coming out with the release of my latest record, which came out in October of last year, 2020. And that was 30 years and 1 day after my first album came out in October of 1990. So it's I have to pinch myself once in a while, just remember how lucky and fortunate I am in such a fickle business as music to be able to be around for a long time. So I'm extremely grateful.
Now, pop quiz, do you play soprano, alto, tenor, bari sax? What are the words? It's been a while.
That's it. That's basically the saxophone family.
Okay.
Soprano, alto, tenor, and baritone. I play them all.
Okay.
I started on alto though, so I would say that probably if you were to ask me which instrument, if I had to pick one, is the one that I closest identify with, it would be the alto saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love playing them all, and each one of the saxophones allows me, when I'm playing it, to show a different side of my personality on them. It's an interesting thing. Some songs are written on soprano, and when I play them on soprano, it works. If I play them on alto, it just doesn't work. So the songwriting usually dictates which instrument to play.
Mm-hmm. I think alto was the only one I ever played. I played bassoon for one semester, and I was even worse at the bassoon. I didn't have the air for it. And I always joked I tried to play the piano in marching band, and it was just too heavy to play around in the marching band.
You got the pipe organ down, right?
I've got the pipe organ, but luckily the bellows are supported by some electronics, so I don't have to do that. Yeah, absolutely. Arthur's going to pull up your website. We're going to show your website for people and what about some of your music and some of your CDs. You were down here at the Broward Center for a Christmas show a couple of years ago. So Arthur's helping me in the background. We're going to pull that up. You had this was really funny. Driving with Dave was a fun show you had with B.B. Winans. This was a lot of fun. I've followed his music for a while. Tell us a little, just maybe 30 seconds about that episode. Go to watch, Arthur.
Well, driving with Dave was a little fun thing that we did. I have a Tesla, which I love. We outfitted it with some GoPro cameras. This was during the rehearsals that we had for one of our cruises. Every year, well, up until the pandemic, that is, I've hosted an annual cruise that brings people, lovers of jazz music and amazing artists all together for these weeks of cruises all over the world. That's our tagline, is seeing the world together through music. So BB Winans was our gospel star on one of our cruises, and BB's a great friend of mine. So after they would come to rehearsal to rehearse their show for the cruise, I'd say, come on, let's go for a drive. And we would take these various artists in the car and go around the block and film a little interview and just have a little fun. BB was, of course, because he's like my brother from another mother, he was particularly harsh on me. I loved it. And I was harsh right back. He and I go way, way back. We were both signed to Capitol Records in the very beginning of our careers. And he's become a great friend for many, many years now. That whole family, actually, they're a wonderful family.
Yeah, this was a fun episode. I've listened to his music for probably 30 years. You've got coming up, let me get this date right, Saturday, February 13th, 2021, at 8 p.m. Standard Time, a romantic night in. Tell us about that. You've obviously been affected by COVID, like all of the artists that we've talked to. So, Dave, tell us about what you've got coming up and planned for Valentine's Day weekend.
Well, it doesn't matter the genre, Dr. Stephen. Everybody's been sidelined because of the pandemic. And, it really cuts to the heart of who we are as human beings, musicians. Like, that's what we do. It's our service, is going and playing concerts. You mentioned the Broward Center, and we were there for our Christmas show. To not do a Christmas tour this year was, it hurt my heart, because if there was ever a year that we needed the healing vibes of Christmas music and holiday music, it would have been in 2020. So we decided to do a live stream virtual concert instead. And that was on December 12th. And that was really successful. We had tons of people from all over the world. And so we decided, okay, well, maybe this is a thing that we can do now in the pandemic. Instead of people coming to see a show at a venue, we can bring the show to you on your couch. So this is what we are calling a romantic night in. It is Valentine's weekend. Brian McKnight, the amazing crooner, R&B singer, and romantic balladeer, who's a good friend of mine, he's going to be joining us, as well as a singer, phenomenal female singer named Shalea. So both Shalea and Brian McKnight will be joining me with a really amazing band. We're going to be doing it at the studio down here in Southern California, and it will be beamed one night only. You can only watch it this one night. It's Saturday, February 13th. It's a week from this Saturday, and it's 5 p.m. on the Pacific Coast and 8 p.m. on the East Coast. And basically, we just want to invite people to nuzzle up, even if you're alone. This Valentine's brings up a lot of interesting feelings for a lot of people. If you're single, or if you're divorced, or if you're dating, or, this is a concert that's meant for everybody. It's not just for the people that are married or that are involved in relationships. This is a romantic and beautiful music night, celebrating the fact that we're all still in this together and we're doing okay. And so, pour a couple of glasses of wine and dip some strawberries in chocolate and leave the music to us. We're ready to do it for you.
Very good. So it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Again, Saturday, February 13th, 2021. In case somebody listens to this 2 years later, I did make that mistake once on listening to a broadcast. They can go to Dave Koz, DAVEKOZ.com to get tickets as well. Now, Dave, tell us a little bit about where some of the proceeds are going. I'm going to have Arthur pull up the site so they can see the tickets. Dave, it's not just a concert. It also has some altruistic motives behind it.
Well, the venues that across the United States, all different kinds of venues, whether they be clubs or performing arts centers like Broward Center, arenas, you name it. Every venue has been so hard hit by the pandemic. So this is an opportunity for us that we've partnered with the venues that normally would have us come and play every year, whether it's a Christmas show or a summer show. We partnered with the venues all across the country to help us sell tickets to their people, to their subscribers. And every ticket sold through one of the subscribing venues, $5 from every ticket goes back to the venue, or whether their a philanthropic arm or their foundation, whatever it is, to help them keep their doors open. That's what we really want to do. So if people are in Florida, they can go to our website and find out which venues in Florida are doing this and buy your ticket through that venue. And $5 of the $35 ticket price goes to that venue.
Okay. Scroll down. I think under buy your ticket, or there's there they are. That's where they go. So there's the different venues that you can purchase the tickets through. We've talked to so many of our partners here. We know the stages have taken a huge hit this year and are working so hard to stay open. So this will be a really fun venue, a fun night. Dave, thank you for putting it on and doing it. We look forward to it.
Well, us too, and happy Valentine's Day to you and to all of your listeners and fans of this show. And if you're looking for something fun to do, again, you don't have to leave your couch. Mm-hmm. Pajamas are optional. We won't be spying on you. So whatever you'd like to do, we're going to just provide some really beautiful, love-filled music for the weekend.
Very good. Saturday, February 13th. The last link we're going to share is if they want to check out your music, they can check that out on your website. Arthur, if you can go up and click on that. I'll ask you the same question everybody asks. What's one of your favorite songs to play? You've probably been asked that a million times, but I'll ask it anyway.
I think it changes. I wish I could tell you this is the absolute song that I love to play every time, but it really changes. I'm most looking forward to on this show to playing some of the ballad stuff, because we're playing a little bit more ballads, which I love to play. But oftentimes in a live concert, you want to focus on that high energy to keep the energy going. But for Valentine's, it's really about romance. It's really about setting a mood. And the saxophone, if you don't mind me saying, in the right person's hands, can be very, very inspirational in that department of really setting the tone for romance. The saxophone is such a romantic instrument. And so I'm really looking forward to playing songs like As Time Goes By from my Movies album, some classics, but also some of my songs that have been well known over the years, like Faces of the Heart, which was the theme song to the soap opera General Hospital for many, many years. And that's a very romantic and beautiful, love-filled song. So I'm excited about the ballads, because that's really where you can really feel the essence of the saxophone and all the personality that comes from it. And I'm not just saying that it's just for me. I'm saying that saxophone in general can be such a persuasive instrument, if you will.
Do you get nervous when you play? Because I do get nervous. Do you get nervous? Or
Of course I get nervous. I mean, I think nerves are a good thing, because they really telegraph that you're alive and you're feeling the situation, whatever it is, in real time. It's very much in the now. And so if a little bit of nerves come up, you kind of, for at least in the way that I do look at it, it's just use it all. If the nerves come up, use that to inform what you're going to do.
Sure. Well, Dave, it's been a real honor talking to you, and we're excited about the show. And my last question always is there anything you wanted to cover that I didn't ask?
I don't think so. I think we got it all. And I just want to say thank you to you and your team for giving us the platform to let everybody know about our Valentine's show. And I can tell you that whenever we do get back to touring, whether it's this year or at the very latest, God willing, next year in 2022, that it is going to be a celebration of epic proportions for every format, every genre. Artists, I mean, I talk to a lot of artists, and there's such a pent up need on our part to emote, to share the music that's inside of us in that live situation. And as good as a live stream is, it's never going to replace what it feels like to be in a venue. So I'm really looking forward to that reunion where we get a chance to be with our fans in a venue celebrating live music, and hopefully soon.
I've said the same thing. We have the silver lining has been getting to see people and talk to people in their homes. And we've seen Jane Lynch's living room and Sean Hayes's foyer through, some of these things on the TV shows that we wouldn't normally have gotten to see. But there is nothing like the live performance of the saxophonist and the symphony and the opera that we have missed so dearly this year. And I get a little emotional, but it will come back. And like you said, when it does, we will hopefully have a newfound appreciation for the artists, the music, the venues, and all of the people that put on these shows and how much hard work it is.
It's really true. And the thing that's interesting that I've thought about too a lot this last year was that people didn't go to concerts, didn't see live music. It's an important thing that a lot of us do to help us kind of feel like human beings. The arts make us feel more human. And when we can go and celebrate and commune with our brothers and sisters, and we look around and you see people that probably have different attitudes and different ideas about politics or society, whatever it is that, you know, that everybody has their own opinion. And yet when you're at a concert, you could have two people that are so diametrically opposed in every aspect, but there's one song that's played that both people like, and that's a bridge for those two people to communicate and find common ground. And I think that we haven't had the ability to have those moments with people that we disagree with, to sort of have empathy towards them and find those bridges. And so hopefully, and that's why we're seeing a lot of conflict and a lot of misunderstanding in our society these days. So hopefully, with the advent of arts coming back, so people can go and chill out, and hopefully find some of those bridges again.
What I call the therapy of music. Whether it's jazz or classical or whatever style that you like, the therapy of music and what that brings and that connection, you know, that you feel with the performer in whatever way. Yeah.
And it is therapy and church and everything else in between.
Yes. And the churches and everything. I've been, you know, so involved with that. So,
thank you so much for having me on your show, Dr. Stephen.
Thank you so much for joining us. Arthur, if you'll pull up the website again, I will put it up. It's Dave Cause, which is easy enough, domain.com. We also have, there is the Romantic Night In again. Again, February 13th, 2021, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then we've got your social media. We'll get Arthur to pull that up. Dave Cause, your Facebook, and as I say, 2 tin cans on a string or carrier pigeon or however it is to get in touch with people these days. And your Instagram, Twitter, of course, and YouTube. I got a lot of fun videos on YouTube. We were watching those as well. Of course, all musicians have great videos on YouTube.
Embarrassing, for sure. At least for me, embarrassing. But, you know, it's YouTube and it's up there forever, so go figure.
It's up there forever. Very good. And if you'd like to check us out, we're outclick.com. Or you can text, here we go, OCQ to 22828 to stay updated on us. Dave, thanks so much. Reach out anytime, and we look forward to the upcoming show. And when there's a sense of normalcy, to see you on stage again. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.